Susanna.
Hi.
Hi,
Yes.
I'm Crystal. How are
Hi.
you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You can follow me.
Okay.
How's your ride over here?
It was alright.
Good. You can take a seat there.
Thank you.
All right. So I just have a few things that I want to go over before we get started. Just so you know, everything that is discussed between you and I typically stays within us. But there are a few circumstances where I would have to breach that confidentiality, and those circumstances consist of you discussing any self-harm or harm to others, as well as any sort of neglect or abuse towards an elder or a child. So those would be situations where I would breach that confidentiality that we typically maintain. I also wanted to let you know that I am a student intern, so anything that's discussed between you and I also discuss with my supervisor. So those are the circumstances that kind of would affect our confidentiality. Any questions at all about that?
No.
No? All right, so why don't you tell me what brought you in today?
Well, I've been feeling sad, very sad lately, and I've been crying a lot. I also feel very anxious, and I keep worrying a lot about things. So I'm always thinking a lot.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you've been feeling very anxious, sad, which has led to some crying every
Yes.
now and then. Okay. How long have you been feeling this way?
It's been probably a month or so.
Okay. Did anything significant happen in that past month prior to feeling this way?
Well, I don't remember. Honestly, I don't know.
That's okay. How intense would you say these feelings are?
Um, well, I think it's very intense because sometimes the anxiety, I feel it I have I'm short of breath and I start shaking, and so sometimes I feel like it's pretty intense.
Okay. Does anxiety happen most often than the crying and sadness, or which feelings would you say are the strongest?
I think it depends on the day, but I would say the anxiety is always there.
Okay. So you say it depends on the day,
Mm-hmm.
on what sort of feelings you'll have for that day. What sort of things make you feel one way at one day and then another way another day?
I feel like sometimes when, if I'm talking to my family or friends, if depending on how they're talking to me, sometimes I take it. I feel like I take it the wrong way, and sometimes so I feel like they don't like me, and that part makes me feel sad.
Okay.
So then at that point, everything or anything that I hear makes me sad.
What initially makes you feel that they don't like you?
Just I think that's been my problem. I've always felt that way. So sometimes I don't even know, but it's just that when they tell me that, that's when I feel sad.
When they tell you what?
Like when they tell me that, they may say I can't hang out with you today.
Okay.
That I take it they don't want to see me, they don't want to hang out with me, so must not like me. So that's when I start feeling sad and feeling bad about myself.
I can understand how you would feel sad if you felt someone didn't want to spend time with you, so I can understand that feeling. Would you say that with that sadness later comes the anxiety, or are those different situations as well that you get the anxiety?
I feel like maybe now that you're saying it, maybe I think it does come after that.
After that?
Because then now I'm worrying about who else doesn't like me or things like that. So now I've become more self-aware of it, and that's what makes me anxious.
Okay. Is it just with your family you feel this way?
No, I think it's just in general that
In general.
yeah.
Okay. Has this affected any other aspects of your life?
And I think so. I mean, I am very cautious, like who I meet and how I let people in my life,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm afraid like that they may not like me.
And so I know you mentioned that you get these feelings typically when you're with family or friends or someone in general. Are there any other times of the day or week that you feel this way, or is it just only when you're with family members or friends?
I think it's just I feel that way when I'm with them or when they're talking to me. But there's other times when if I think about it,
Mm-hmm.
like if I think about a situation that happened, that also makes me feel that way.
When do you usually come back to thinking of the situations?
When I'm alone in my house, usually that's how I feel. Um, or like at night,
Okay.
I start thinking about the situations in the past,
Okay.
and so then I'm up thinking about it, and sometimes I can't fall asleep.
Okay. So it sounds like you're having some trouble sleeping too when you get this way. Are you able to fall asleep most times out of the week, or is it just those days?
Um, Honestly, I'm not sure, but I know that I've been having trouble sleeping, so I would say it's probably most days.
Most days?
Mm-hmm.
And does that match up to the month time period when you started feeling this way? That trouble sleeping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you do anything when you have that difficulty sleeping?
No, I just lay in bed and continue thinking about situations.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about that anxiety that you feel. I mean, you kind of mentioned that, well, you mentioned that it's most often when you're done hanging out with your family and friends and you get those feelings of them not wanting to spend time with you. Is that the only time you feel anxious, or are there other situations that make you feel this anxiety?
I can't say exactly what other situations make me feel anxious, but I know that there's other times that I feel anxious. I'm just not sure what brings those, anxious feelings.
Mm-hmm. And do you always get those physical symptoms with that anxiety?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So are there any other symptoms you've been feeling other than the sadness, anxiety, trouble sleeping?
Not really. I guess just like with the sadness, sometimes it's difficult for me to like get up, get to work, and things like that. Cause sometimes I feel like I want to do stuff, like I want to get up, get ready, and go to work.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I feel like, what's the point? Like I don't want to go. So it's really hard to get up in the mornings, and even if it's not a day that I have to go to work,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's my day off, it's hard for me to get up and and get out of the house.
Yeah. Well, on days off, I don't want to get up either. You just want to stay in, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy some me time. So once you get up and you do start your day on the weekdays or the days you have work or have something to do, are you feeling any sort of lack of motivation within the week?
I mean, once I get up
Mm-hmm.
and out of the house, it's not as difficult. I do feel tired, and because I feel tired, it's kind of hard for me to like to do stuff like at work. Sometimes I feel really tired. I just want to go back home and take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just because I wasn't able to sleep during the night.
Okay.
But I still feel like I wanna, like I wish I could have the energy to be at work and be kind of like the other people, you know.
Okay, so it affects more of your energy levels and your
I
productivity?
yeah.
Okay, so you're still able to get your work done and accomplish what you needed to get done that day?
Yeah, it's really hard, but I can do it.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check to see if this is recording. Ugh. If not, I'll just edit it. It is, okay. I'll just cut myself out. I'm kidding. Alright. So overall it sounds to me like you're having, the biggest troubles you're having right now are with your feelings of sadness and anxiety, which then lead to your trouble sleeping.
Yes.
Okay. And then your relationships that you currently have with family and friends, that's also being affected by your current feelings.
Right.
Okay. Would you say that your relationships are being affected by your feelings, or more of your relationships are the result of, or the cause of your feelings, I should say?
I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the answer, but I do know that when I feel like sometimes maybe I just overthink things, and so sometimes it may not even be like my family member saying anything bad to me, but I just take it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, that's what makes me feel sad, and then from the sadness comes the anxiety, and so I feel like it just keeps on going.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are there anything, I know you mentioned that when your family says or your friends say that they can't hang out with you that day, that's kind of triggers some sadness because you feel, well, why don't they want to hang out with me? Are there any other circumstances that kind of that your family does that makes you feel that way, other than not wanting to spend time with you?
No.
No. Okay. Alright. Is there anything else that is troubling you right now?
No, it's just those symptoms that I have noticed, and like you said, sometimes it's just hard to do stuff to find that, I guess, motivation to get up in the mornings. So I think like that's been the most difficult so far in like dealing with the anxiety, because sometimes I'm not sure like how to control it. And so then that gets me scared too. And once I get scared, kind of like the symptoms, it seems like they get more and more intense.
Okay.
So it's just that worries me a lot too.
So fear is something that kind of escalates the anxiety too.
Yeah, because sometimes like when I'm not able to breathe, then that gets me, worry, like what's going on, and that just makes it worse.
Okay. Alright, well, so moving forward, throughout the sessions, we'll kind of go over your feelings of sadness and your anxiety that you feel in different situations, and we can even touch on a little bit about that of motivation, wanting to wake up in the morning and get things started, and as well as your fear that you kind of have of those symptoms of your anxiety. So we'll kind of go over all of that. But for now, I do want to just go over some background information for you. But I do appreciate you coming to me and discussing your symptoms and everything that's been going on.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, that's such a mess. I could definitely cut it because luckily with